Hallo, heute ist Rosenmontag und wir sind zu Hause und ich wollte euch dann mal schnell zeigen, wie das so aussieht draußen. Ja? Let's see here. I don't know if I can turn this around. Oh, there's Frau McClung. Hallo.
Grüß Gott, alle.
Yeah, all right. So here is my snowy backyard. And so this is what is called Rose Monday. It is the last 2 days before Ash Wednesday. So Rosenmontag, Faschingsdienstag. And we were supposed to have a German club meeting today. And of course we don't. We are not having it. But so I decided while I am here at home that I could easily make this at home and have you watch a few videos tomorrow so that you get the full experience. And if you want, this is tomorrow's assignment to do something connected with either Karneval oder Fasching. Okay? So I decided to make Ausgezogene. And Ausgezogene are the Bavarian donuts. And the donuts in southern Germany are called Krapfen. And in northern Germany, they are called Berliner Pfannkuchen. And the whole point of doing this is to get rid of your eggs and your yeast, because those were considered not allowed during Lent in the olden times. And so on Rosenmontag and Faschingsdienstag, people cooked with a lot of eggs. In France, it was typically crêpes, the French pancakes. And in Germany, it was yeast donuts. And one of the version is the Bavarian Ausgezogene. Okay, so here I go. This is my kitchen. And like the Bavarian lady in the video, I have measured out my flour. First, you need 500 grams of flour. And if you do the conversions, a level cup of flour weighs about 100 grams. So you would need about 5 cups of flour. Okay. So back to my recipe. Here I wrote down what the lady in Bavarian said, and you see it reads 500 Gramm Mehl, 80 Gramm Puderzucker, 80 Gramm Butter, ein Paket Hefe, 3 Eier, ein Viertel Liter Milch und Salz. Und dann Öl zum Frittieren. Okay? So in English, this is 500 grams flour, 80 grams of powdered sugar, 80 grams of butter, 1 packet of dry yeast, 3 eggs, a quarter liter of milk, and some salt. And she says a little bit of oil, and she says then a lot of oil so that you can fry the dough, okay? Because this is like a deep fried recipe, okay? Now, what I did, I have my 500 grams of flour here. I explained to you earlier about 5 level cups, not packed, will do it. And then here, I prepared what is called the yeast starter dough, okay? And what I did is I put my packet of yeast in here, and 1/8 of a liter of warm milk is what she said in the recipe, and also the 80 grams of powdered sugar. And I am working with a scale. I have a scale here and I can weigh it in grams. You would have to do some research, and that can be part of your assignment if you want to make this. How much would 80 grams of powdered sugar be? And I might try this and weigh out 80 grams and see how much that is in a cup, and I will let you know. Okay? So now what we're doing with this pre-dough is we want to make a little indentation into our flour. So we're going to take a wooden spoon and we're going to make a nice well. I think this is generally referred to as a well. And into that well, we are going, I'm not very good at filming and cooking at the same time, we are going to pour our yeast starter. I'm mixing it up one more time, okay? And then I'm pouring that into my well, just like she did. And then once it's in the well, you want to very carefully, I'm going to use my little mini whisk, you want to add a little bit of flour from the edge to make a nice little, like kind of, you see what it does. It becomes a little bit of, this is probably about good. You mix that in, and then we want to let that, I'm going to get this out of my little whisk, not so easy, okay, and we want to let that rise. So you saw her, she took a kitchen towel. I have a nice kitchen towel here, and we're going to cover the bowl with a kitchen towel, and then we're going to let that sit and rise in a warm spot in your kitchen for about half an hour. Okay, so after a good half hour, I took my bowl out of my warm place, and I don't think my pre-dough rose as much as the Bavarian ladies on the video, but I'm going to continue anyway. So here in a separate bowl, I have now my 80 grams of powdered sugar, and by the way, I measured. If you pack 3/4 cups, okay, so 3/4 cups of powdered sugar is about 80 grams, and then 80 grams of butter, which is it's probably about 3/4 or a little more than 3/4 of a stick of butter, and then 3 eggs and a little bit of salt. And now I am going to mix that all together with my handheld kitchen mixer, and I am going to come back and show you what it looks like. So unless you have kneading hooks for your kitchen machine, I would recommend that you mix it in a little bit, and then you gotta take them out though, because it gets too sticky and too heavy. So you want to take your regular hand kitchen mixer hooks out, and you are going to hand mix the dough with a wooden spoon. Okay, weiter geht's. Ich habe also jetzt meinen Teig. Oh, I was doing this in English, I forgot. I have my dough here. I took it out of the bowl. It didn't quite rise as well as I wanted it to. And if you look at the consistency, it's quite soft. So I took a little bit of flour and sprinkled it with flour so it wouldn't stick to the surface like she showed you. And then you're gonna roll this out with a rolling pin, or I kind of think you can pat it with your hand because you don't want it too thin. She said around 2 centimeters, which is about like this. And then in the next step, we are going to cut out the little rounds, and then I'm going to show you how to do the edges. Okay, so here are now my Ausgezogene. I took them, I rolled out the dough, I cut rounds, and then I took them up. And if you can see, like you just take them and you kind of, with your fingers, like a pizza dough, you make sure that the middle becomes thin and that you have a nice thick edge. And then next I have my pan here, and I am going to heat up oil in the pan so that I can fry them. There we go. So, Now they are in the fat oil, and I already turned them around once. And one little hint, they need to be really, the oil needs to be really, really hot. Maybe in your family you deep fry things more often than I do, and you know how to do it. I learned it has to be very hot oil, and then it works really quite well, as you can see. I am ready to take them out. I'm going to try and do this while I'm filming. Maybe with this one right here. And you want to try and drain the fat as much as you can. And then let's see how it looks. Looks pretty good. And I think I'm going to take this one out as well. Again, I'm going to try and drain the oil as much as I can. Maybe I want to do this with a, actually with a, let me see here. We'll use some tongs. I think with tongs this should work quite, oh, but then you squish them. Nope. Tongs are not so good because you don't want to squish them. So you just want to keep doing it with, okay. So here's my last one of this batch. And I'm turning them over onto paper towels. And then I'm gonna get ready to put the next ones in. So here is my, and I'm just gonna throw it into the hot oil. And I'm really trying to have the middle nice and thin. So here we go. And here we go again. And I have a couple more. I think I'm gonna wait with those. And then you saw, if you watched the video of the lady that does this, you wanna make sure that the middle gets some oil on it. Not quite sure why, because it seems to be doing it quite nicely by itself. I'm gonna turn my oil back up. And then you just wait. And you gotta wait a little bit for it to get brown on the other side. Okay. And then in the end, they hopefully will look like this. And they are just really like kind of like fritters, I'm coming to realize. And these are quite big and kind of greasy. And so you just let them cool a little bit, and then I'll show you what to do with them. So, da sind sie jetzt. This is them. Die Ausgezogenen. The Ausgezogenen. And then the last thing that remains to do is to put some powdered sugar on them to make them look all pretty. And so here we go. Some powdered sugar. And they are ready. I am going to take a final picture maybe for my movie of how they look open. I'm gonna open one, see if I can eat one. Okay, so they do look really good. Here, just to show you, they are pretty fluffy on the inside, and I bet those taste really, really good. I'm trying to turn this around. Okay, here I am in my kitchen. I am going to eat one. Very good. Lecker. I hope some of you might try those tomorrow. Bye. So here you have this beautiful plate of Ausgezogene. And when I reviewed the video, I noticed that I didn't show you how I bit into one, and they are really light and fluffy on the inside. And you just powder them with powdered sugar. And also the bowl with the eggs, it has the other 1/8 liter of milk the 3 eggs, and the generous 3/4 stick of butter in it. And I put the butter and the milk in the microwave for about a minute to warm them all up, because that is better for your yeast dough. And I also realized I didn't tell you how much 1/8 of a liter is. You need a total of 1/4 liter of milk, and 1/4 liter is about a cup. So I did a generous 1/2 cup of milk for the yeast dough starter, and I did a second generous 1/2 cup of milk for the mixture with the butter and the eggs. So just to verify, just in case you want to try this. So viel Spaß morgen am Faschingsdienstag. I hope that you will either make a mask or make these Ausgezogene or fix your family pancakes for breakfast. You can look up some German apple pancakes. Recipes are online very easily. And so have some fun tomorrow, make a mask, cook something, or do some research online, depending on your possibilities at home. Okay? Also, schönen Faschingsdienstag und bis Mittwoch.